The UPP one? I do. After class, I went to Dr. Hunt's, let her know I have the victimology book. Then I ran all the way to the cop station, got an allergy pill out of my car, and then ran back with food.
When you parked your car at the cop station?
It's
That's
a,
a bar walk.
I saw you running too.
I know.
You was running across our grass. You were supposed to walk on the sidewalk.
See, that's why I get 7 years of bad luck. Hello. How are you? Good. All right, is everybody ready? You got your snacks?
Yeah.
Today we have a guest speaker. Karen Johnson Jordan is our director of the UPP program. She works in partnership with the University Partnership Program with Youngstown State, Ohio, Wright State University, University of Cincinnati, Ohio State University. She's a proud graduate of Central State University and my alma mater, University of Kentucky, and joined the sorority that some of you might join, but I'm not sure yet.
Hi.
Hi.
I have some students in my class at the UPP program, but I don't know if we have gone in depth in our class about the UPP program and internship opportunities that it offers. So how many of you know what you're going to be doing for your practicum or your internships for here?
You're mostly sophomores and juniors?
So how many, we don't have any seniors in here? No, any juniors?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you can still be on the track for this program. The University Partnership Program, it's partnered with Department of Child Welfare Services, and it provides you with a background about child welfare. So when I ask you this question, if I were to ask you what Planned Parenthood does, what would be the first thing that you say? What does Planned Parenthood, what kind of services do they offer? What service would stand out the most with you? Abortion, okay? And that's what a lot of people assume, that that's the only service that they offer. But think about Planned Parenthood as for women who cannot afford health care. They would not know that they had breast cancer unless they went to Planned Parenthood. That person would not know that they had cervical cancer if they had not gone to Planned Parenthood. That person would not know that they had an STD unless they had gone to Planned Parenthood. That person would have unprotected intercourse unless they went to Planned Parenthood. So I'm saying all that to say this. The first thing you think about when I say child welfare, children's services, what do you think it is? Students that's not in my class. What do you think children's services, what kind of services they provide? What's the first thing you think of when you think of a child protective service worker?
Being sure that kids are in safe environments.
Children, safe environment, but what else do you think?
Making sure that they're fed in the school.
Okay, but a lot of people think, well, children's service workers, they go into the home and they take kids out. But yes, they do children from birth, they try to put others together. So they offer a variety of programs to help parents to be better parents. So this UPP program allows you the opportunity to do your placement or your internship with child welfare. We have 88 counties here in Ohio. So with that being said, if you were to take advantage of doing the internships in children's services, then if you reside in Ohio, who lives in Ohio? Where are you
Effie.
from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Columbus. Dayton.
Okay, there's a child welfare service in Cleveland, in the 88 counties, so you can go home and work for them after you graduate. So with this program, you have to do 2 internships, and the internships are 200 hours apiece. You can either do your internship on a Monday or a Wednesday, first semester, and then you can do it on a Tuesday and Thursday next semester. But there's 2 classes that you have to take, which are child, well, and family services one, and child and family services two, where we talk about the different kinds of programs that the children's services offer. So my students who are in child and welfare class this time, what are some of the services that children's services offer?
They offer health care. They did.
But there's different departments in children's services.
You can get this food services, isn't it?
With Department of Food Services.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
What are the different programs? And if you were to work in children's services, which unit? Out.
You can be screener. Are you talking
Give me a screener. What does a screener do?
case?
They take the calls, right? Okay. Screener. What else?
You can go out to the home.
And what are those workers called? What units are those? What units? What
Can you
units?
run this in class?
Case workers.
I was asking, well, how about I do this? And what those units do, okay? So with children's services, there are different departments that you can work in. I'm a former child welfare service worker. I worked there close to 20 years. And I worked in the intake department. I worked in the screening department. I was an ongoing worker. I worked in the special investigation unit. And I also was a supervisor, supervised workers in the intake department. So with this being said, this is a university-based education and child welfare workforce development program that provides you the opportunity to do your internship, 2 internships, 2 schools with child welfare agency. It's funded through the Title IV dollars, and it also prepares you with, as a professional, you can get a BSW or your master's. So you would do 2 internships there, and after you complete those 2 internships, based on what kind of worker you were, you can interview with your services, and they can offer you a job opportunity. And you have a $5,000 incentive bonus that when you sign on, you can get that money. And they're trying to increase that to $8,000 now. So if you get that $8,000, what can you do with it? So you're graduating from, you have $8,000. It can be a down payment on a new car. It can be money to get you career clothing. It can be money for your first month's rent, and your deposit for an apartment. So think about it like that. But all they're asking you to do is to work 1 year.
And they'll pay you for that year too.
And then you get paid. And the money is real good as a child welfare worker. So once you're successfully hired, that's when you get the $5,000. We're trying to increase it because you take that Great Minds program, right? That's our competitor now. And people say, well, I can get more money if I go there. But you can get more career opportunities if you work in children's services. Because if you work for child welfare, there's different departments you're gonna work with for different agencies. What are some of the agencies that you work with that you're working in child welfare? The class now. What are some of the agencies you work with? You work with the schools. You know what? You work with the schools. So, if you're working with the schools, you might work with the students as IEP. You might work with students that have problems with attendance. You might work with the schools with children that are neglected and abused, and you provide counseling for them. You also work with the hospitals, because you might get a lot of reports from the hospital. So there's please, you will be working with the jail system. Some of your students, some of the children that's on your caseload, they might be in the juvenile delinquent program. Or if you're working with parents who are incarcerated, so you'll be working with the jails. You'll be working with the defense attorneys, prosecuting attorneys. So also you'll be working with the police departments. So there's all of these, you'll be working with the child advocacy centers, those are people that play therapists. So just think about collaborating with all of those agencies. So if you wanted a job, you could probably try to collaborate and get a job with them after you get services. And then this, if you work with child services, they also can help you with your master's. They have a that they can pay for your master's. So just think about it. You're working with children's services, you get all this experience, plus they can help you with getting your master's. So since now, our social work program is accredited, you don't have to get your graduate school for a year. And just think about an agency helping you pay for that. And all they're asking you for, if they help you pay for it, asking you for one whole year in those services. You know how much a master's costs. You know how much your undergraduate degree. So if I was a car salesman, they're trying to sell this program. I'm looking for students that are interested in the internship. We have 3 counties that we work with right now. We have Montgomery County, which is in Dayton. We have Green County, which is in Xenia. And we also have Clark County, which is in Springfield. But it requires that you have a car. How many of you have transportation in your license? So that's the only thing that you would need a car. So if you become a intern with child welfare, you will be shadowing some of these workers. So you will go out in the field and you would actually see real life case where a person is doing a mother, father about a case they can receive. You would go to the schools, possibly interview students at school. You wouldn't be interviewing, but you would be observing. And you would also maybe go to the hospital and find out about children in the hospital. And you would also go to court cases. So you would see 5 cases where police are there, they're trying to get their kid or answering questions about their. So it's a lot of opportunities with this. So once you graduated and once you take, and you have to take 2 classes though. There's child family service 1 and child family service 2. And then you would be doing your internships Wednesday or Tuesday, Thursday, and it requires you 2 semesters. So I am really looking for someone that's interested. And don't they need to have the practice 1, 2, or 3 before they do their practicum?
They should. It's similar to child welfare. If you had
Okay, but I'm saying, don't they need to take all of these classes before they do their practicums?
let's say they should have them finished before they finish. So they could do it like the first semester, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, so we would monitor, just monitor you while you're doing your practicum. You would tell us what you're doing at your agency. And if you're having any kind of problems with the agency, I'll go over with you to see what's going on. But you would learn a lot because they have the adoption unit there. They have the units where children are in custody from age 16 to 21. So once those children age out, where are they going to go? They don't have family. So children's services work with those individuals and help them finish high school, talk to them about further their education or going to some kind of program where they can get hands-on experience. You can go on to college. So those are the other kind of programs that they have there. And intake, ongoing screening, and the special investigations unit is a unit that I have worked in. These are children that are 5 that may have been immunized or hospitalized due to their injuries. Or we had to investigate police officers or teacher that have allegations of sexual abuse. So we had to teacher children that were victims in that case. But children's services, you get a multitude of experience. And the class that I offer here, chapter 1 and 2, those, the information that you learn in the class, they're transferable. So you can utilize those in any kind of social work job. If you come across somebody that may have been victimized, you may come across somebody who was in foster care at one time. You may come across a child who has some things going on at home, and they want to share that with you. So that's information that you can learn. So this program it's a lot, and it's a multitude of experience, and I can't tell you enough about doing this program for your internship, how much information you will learn. So it's very limited because of the number of people that they can take at their agencies.
I was about to ask about that.
So it would be about 2 people that could go to an agency. But if I had 3 students, I could put you at Clark, Montgomery, or Greene County. So it's a good program. So if any of you are thinking about, what you're gonna do for your practicums, I'm the used car salesman today, and I'm selling this program to you.
I have a question. So do they offer summer internships?
The only thing about it is they do their practicums because of the number of hours that you have to acquire, they can't do it over the summer. So it has to be in the fall or the spring.
Gotcha.
Any more questions?
And about practicum in general, like we have to do a practicum in last semester, correct?
You have to do what?
A practicum? Like,
Yes, you have to.
The last semester. Are we able to do it with one of the counties or? It's the school.
It's through this program. This is with the county here. My program is the only one that offers child welfare internships
Gotcha.
because it requires you to have 2 semesters. But it will even itself out because you would have class, but you would have Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have your time for your classes Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, then you have your classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Gotcha.
Or if you did your practicums on Monday and Wednesday, then you had Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for your additional classes. So it levels itself out. You would learn a lot.
I did have the first week or 2 of class, they were saying, where's all the money for like social workers to do stuff? And this is one of the options with that. And you'll be employed the day you graduate.
If you'll be employed if you were a good work intern.
Right.
And depending on how you interview,
If you listen well.
okay, and what you learned from the program. So it's not guaranteed.
Would we have to take, like license exam first?
You can get your licensure.
And you don't have to get it. You can work for
have to have it
CPS with it.
before you get it,
Correct.
but you get it. We always encourage you to get your LSW and your LISW so that it increases your pay.
You'll get a pay raise.
Gotcha.
It's a good preparation. Even for those that want to go into law, you will do lots of court visits. So you learn the in and out of the legal
And you work
system.
with the defense and the prosecuting attorneys. You also will hear what the judges, how the judges make decisions about families.
Any questions? I know practicum so far out of your all's mind, unless if you're a junior. Do we only have one junior here? And you do have to, unlike Ohio Great Minds program, you have to be an Ohio resident. And there's a workaround there. If you just gave residency your school address and got your driver's license here, you can get a license and do Great Minds program. I don't think UPP, you must be an Ohio resident, but the year you work is in Ohio. You don't have to be a resident of Ohio, correct?
But if you're going to work for one of the agencies, it has to be one of the 88 counties.
In
So
Ohio.
it has to be in Ohio.
Correct.
So how many students do we have in here from Ohio? Where are you from? Okay,
Yes.
Hamilton County. You can work at Hamilton County. Who else? Columbus. Franklin County. Yeah, you can go back home, live at home, and work a year, get money to get out on your own.
Anything for Michigan?
But you know what? If you took these classes, then you could apply to, in Michigan at their children's services. And then when you interview with them, you can just tell them all that you learned about this program. Because they do have training programs. So when you're working for child welfare agencies, there's a multitude of trainings that you will have to take in order to prepare you to work with the children. Because it gives you interviewing skills. It teaches you how to have pro-authority. Because how are you gonna go in and tell somebody, I'm gonna take your child? Do you do it I need to take your child today.
You might bring the sheriff with you.
So, and there's times when you do take the police officer out with you. It depends on what kind of case it is. If it's a case involving, a safety risk, you want the police to be there with you. And you go out in teams too. Now,
Their overall goal is reunification, right?
Yeah, we want to get children back with their families.
Safe. So if it's unsafe, that's when they remove. They're not
Only if
just
it's
snatching.
unsafe. We, every case that we go out on does not require that you have to remove a child. There might be just something that the parents need to do, some parenting classes, how to do appropriate childcare, how appropriate discipline measures. I had a case where, there was a 15-year-old, and I shared this in one of my classes, that she was missing school a lot. And the father was getting tired of her missing school. She missed class once, school. And so the father, when he came around the corner, he could even see the house dance, and that's how much partying was going on in the house. So when she looked out and saw him coming, she locks the door, the screen door, and he couldn't get in. So by the time he got in, he was already hot. And then she pulls her pants down, told her father to kiss her butt. So he just lost it. And the discipline went over the edge. And so with that being said, we asked her, were you afraid of your father? No, I'm not afraid of him, but I know what I did was wrong, and that pushed him over the edge. And, both of them were referred for counseling on how to deal with things like that. And he was charged with domestic violence because he left marks on her. But, she, was something that triggered him. And so you can understand, if any of you had told your parents that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be 16 under.
Yeah, but we don't encourage that, but.
Wait, how old was she?
She was 15.
What the heck? And she
So-
knew what I was drinking?
And she what?
That's crazy.
But anyway,
I wouldn't be able to say that.
but so that's just a sample of a case that we will, work with the family and saying, we know you lost your temper. And he said, I never meant to hurt my child like that, but she did this to me and I just lost it. And plus she had started working, hanging around kids that was encouraging her to do wrong things too, so. But we were able to get them together and so they were able to resolve that. So is there anybody in here, do I have any takers that are interested in doing an internship with child welfare? Okay, I want you to sign up for me on this piece of paper, and I'm going to have you come to my office. I'm in room 330 on this floor, okay? And let me give you the, I'm gonna pass off this. I'm gonna give you
Is anyone presenting today on their major mental health disorder? You want to?
If you do want to
Okay.
do the.
Next week?
You don't have to.
Did you
be
want
an
to?
intern. You can do your
Okay,
internship.
that's fine.
You don't have to be from Ohio.
Okay.
But.
Next week? We have a few weeks to do them, as you all have to present something.
Okay.
So,
Wait, that's the last
But
time
you have-
that means. you
No.
have to- Oh,
no,
Oh.
not even
And
close.
for the application, I still have to do my recommendation letter.
You could have her do it.
Oh, I already have this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because you can do it with pen if you print it out or if you
I
email
think
it.
I'm gonna print it out because I put
Yeah, I
mine
need
to-
on the site and it did not say so I got upset.
And so you
Okay.
would be required also to do a background check. So before you
FBI
can
or
work
BCI.
for, you need to be a BCI, Bureau of Criminal Investigation. So they would not be hiring a felon or someone who has had issues with children. So. Okay, so you guys, as a takeaway, I need 6 people to tell me something that I said but you can't say the same thing. Okay.
I'm a second.
Okay, this program is,
Anybody else? What are you taking away today? Tell me something.
What did you get?
Yeah. I know I said.
Okay. Having your child welfare class, I think it was, is helpful in many different ways, like you can use it.
Transferable skills. Okay, there you go. You're welcome. And that's all I have in my little brain bag. And my class know that Miss Karen tried to sing, if I have a little catchy song. I try to sing a little something.
Do you have the APR I can send to Edison? As we'll have our meeting next week and I can get that going. So
He said it was already approved.
I feel like, it will go us, then if it was approved, it will be in the college meeting, which is today, the first Thursday of the month. So if that's the case, then yes,
Oh,
we got to get it hustling for sure.
okay.
So if he should be here, as we're in person at 4, and if it is approved, it'll be in college, then we go to Senate next month or in 2 weeks. So
Okay.
yes, we just got to make sure is everybody
That's what I
forgets.
had said. That's what
Right.
I heard, that it had already went. And it would need to go to Senate next.
Okay. If that's the case, that's great. Do we send it to Senate or will Edison send it
I don't
to
know,
Senate?
'cause-
Okay, that's where we just gotta,
My name is in it, and I ain't in it, and I'm not in it.
right. I understand. That's why I'm making sure is we'll forget a month. I'll forget a month and then, hello. She's gonna stand in front of your desk. I just wanna make sure, as I know if I forget and I was out 2 weeks with the baby, we'll make
Okay.
sure it goes
So
all
you
the way
have
through.
somebody that's presenting today?
See, now you freaked her out. She was thinking about it until you said that.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and go out so you guys can. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in room 330,
Straight through,
right across the hall from the elevator.
in the middle of the building.
I'll be
If
right
Edison's here, we'll make sure that's going through right now.
Okay.
Do you want us to present our?
If you want to present today, you can. Yes, absolutely.
I'm not prepared for it.
If you email it to me from my phone, you
I
can.
emailed it to you I submitted it on the portal, on T2.
Okay, I can log in and get it.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Ah, You will get 5,000 when you complete the internship. Is that-
Well, hopefully, they're trying to move it up to 8,000.
Right, you'll get 8,000 on completion. Do you want the money before the internship or after you work?
No, but it's not on completion of the internship, it's if you get.
All right, thank you, guys. Thank you.
You will.
I'll check Dr. Trump about that.
Okay, yes, we'll just make sure it's going.
If I finish it and then I get a better work opportunity, then I did all this and I'm not getting it.
Which is probably the same with most internships anyway. I never got paid for my internships.
Why not?
Because social work, that's just how they've been.
I was saying that too about the practicum, like they don't pay or they barely pay anything. I gotta drive to this place too.
When we do.
What'd you ask?
Can we hook up our computer? Like when we.
You can.
Okay.
Does yours take a plug-in right here?
Yeah,
Okay. So you'd rather just plug this
Yeah.
in? All right, we can do that.
but I have a question.
You see mine? I submitted it.
Let me get all the way over to here.
Like it's
So-
immediate for me.
Then doesn't make you download. Yeah, the internship thing, I was really annoyed. I didn't get paid anything. And the last semester, I convinced them to pay me mileage.
Oh. Okay.
So I was doing home visits. So every time I drove,
That's better than.
they paid me mileage.
What's the Great Minds program about, do you know?
Great minds.
Because I heard they're getting more money.
What's that?
I heard they get more money.
They are. The other catch, Ohio Great Minds is for Ohio citizens. Are you Ohio? Okay. And if you do, what's that? What'd you say? Do you need to be an Ohio citizen? Who knows the ins and outs of citizenship? There we go.
For what? The ones you just talked about?
No,
Yeah.
Ohio, I'm sorry, go ahead.
For the ones you just talked about, I know for a fact international students cannot do that. Because she said, we don't have to work during the semester. International students cannot work off campus during the school year.
Oh.
We can only work off campus during the summer break, so that's not an option.
Okay, what if though the internship isn't paid? You graduate
If it's not paid, it's fine.
and the payment comes the day after you graduate, you start working for CPS for 1 year. You get the 5,000 sign-on bonus and 45,000 for the whole year.
Yes, that can work.
That's what it was.
It's just you can't get anything while it's during the academic year because you automatically kind of ain't supposed to work off campus.
So most of what she presented, you get the day after graduation with a full-time job for the year, 45,000 for the job, 5 to 8 grand sign-on bonus. You got to get your master's.
Yeah.
You can work while you're getting your master's. To make 45,000 while you're getting your master's is pretty cool.
It's not YouTube video with press.
It'll probably work.
Okay, scroll down.
Do you want to start with it?
No, you can go hit second to last slide. Just want to make sure it's working.
Okay. You're double checking everything.
That one right there.
Is it like embedded?
Yeah, it should work.
Do I have to hit play to make it?
Never mind. Oh, no. It's not working.
But if you know the like link or website, we could go from there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, enable editing, maybe that'll help. And then you see what link it is?
Oh, I need to do mine already.
Is it in the comments?
Maybe I should work on this today.
Yeah.
If you have the web address, we can type it in here too.
Your slides.
You said,
I feel like the slides.
oh, thank you.
Like,
Okay, I don't know, but explain on my shit.
it is?
Yeah.
Are you able to just email the link?
Okay, great. So, okay, enable editing.
To move it, do you want to move it like this? Do you even want it presentation style?
You can do whatever you please. I'm looking on my phone.
Okay.
Okay, great. Second slide. Okay, my talk is understanding major depressive disorders. It's a serious mental health condition characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and loss. It can significantly impact a person's ability to function in their personal, social, and professional life. Good. Okay. I can't see that, I'm sorry. Then we're gonna go to the next slide. Definition of DSM, no, I mean for me, you're good. Definition of DSM-5 defines major depressive disorder as the presence of at least 5 of the specified symptoms during the same 2-week period. So once you experience at least 5 of those symptoms back to back within 2 weeks, you'll probably be diagnosed. These symptoms must represent a change from previous functions and can include depressed mood, loss of interest, significant weight change, sleep disturbance, fatigue, and a feeling of worthlessness. Okay, next slide. Symptoms can include emotional symptoms, physical symptoms, cognitive symptoms, and behavior symptoms. So emotional persistent feeling of sadness, hopelessness, as mentioned before. Physical is fatigue, changes of appetite, sleep disturbance, and physical aches. Cognitive is difficulty concentrating, making decisions. And 4th is withdrawal from social activities, neglect from personal hygiene. causes and risks include biological factors, imbalances of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. Psychological factors include negative thought patterns, low self-esteem, and difficulty managing stress. So, yeah, that's important. And also environmental changes. A stressful life can really affect your day-to-day activities. Next, impact on day-to-day. Impact on your daily life include really. When I did that, I was just like, come on, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, then the video.
We're experiencing a phone outage. Central State, that's our email we just got from everybody. Is this it?
Yep,
That's the depressed dude?
yep.
Or he's dope sick or he's depressed, you can't tell.
To get out of bed in the morning or accomplish the things you set out to do because of feeling depressed. You're not alone. In the United States in 2020, 1 in 12 adults and 1 in 6 adolescents had major depressive disorder, amounting to a staggering 25 million people. This number is likely increasing, especially in the younger population. Worldwide, clinical depression is the top reason people are unable to attend school, go to work, and live the life they want to live. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Paula Tran, and I am a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist at Stanford University. In this video, I will introduce you to major depressive disorder, or MDD. I will talk about how to recognize MDD and what causes it. Before we dive into the specifics of MDD, let's take a look at how our moods change with time. On any given day, you may experience many different moods, represented here by different colors. The horizontal axis represents time, and the vertical axis represents how intense the mood is. Today, you might have woken up feeling excited to try something new, like surfing. Afterwards, you thought about an upcoming test or meeting to prepare for, and you started to feel nervous. Later in the day, you might have felt sad and angry after an argument. Emotions can change and even exist together throughout the day and week. But it becomes concerning when an emotion like sadness takes over the other emotions. We all feel sad sometimes, but when sadness stays and becomes the main emotion for more than 2 weeks, then you might have major depressive disorder. Feeling sad is a normal emotion. It's part of being human. But when you feel consistently sad and it starts to get in the way of things you want to do and how you function at home and at work and in your relationships, then it becomes a clinical disorder. What is major depressive disorder? Major depressive disorder describes a set of mental and behavioral changes that get in the way of a person's everyday life, how they do at school, at home, at work, and in relationships. These symptoms can be different from person to person, but at least 5 of these need to be present for at least 2 weeks. The first symptom is mood. Individuals with MDD can feel down or sad for most of the day, for most days of the week. The second symptom is interest. Often there is disinterest in things that once brought a lot of joy. The third symptom is appetite. Appetite is often affected. MDD can cause people to eat a lot more or eat a lot less. Sleep. Sleep changes are seen as well. MDD can cause people to sleep a lot more or sleep a lot less. Activity level. MDD can cause people to feel like they need to move around a lot, be really restless and even agitated, or they might feel that it's difficult to move at all. Energy. There are often reports of feeling really tired with low energy throughout the day. Guilt. People with MDD can have a lot of guilt without a clear reason. Concentration. There is often trouble concentrating or making decisions. Thoughts of death. MDD can cause people to have recurrent thoughts about death and dying. Suicidal thoughts and attempts can occur. Major depressive disorder in adolescents that can be reversed. Your doctor should be able to refer you to the appropriate resources, get you connected to mental health care. Early intervention is important to make sure that there is the best outcome and that it interferes with your life as little as possible. Major depressive disorder is treatable, and the right combination of social support, lifestyle changes, and professional help can help people with MDD regain control of their lives. Talk to your doctor and seek professional help if you think you might have major depressive disorder. If you or someone you know is thinking about suicide, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. or text hello to the crisis text line at 741-741.
It is Suicide Awareness Month. Because in October, we all want to.
And to conclude, thank you for your time and attention. Remember, you are not alone, and there are resources and support available. Yay, that's it.
All right. Yay. Any questions?
No, they are not.
You want to bring your own up? You want to bring your own computer up, don't you?
Okay. We still have to, oh, yeah.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes.
I don't know if y'all are paying attention. I doubt it. But was the PowerPoint, how was it?
She said, I doubt
It
it.
was cute? Great, okay, great.
What did you use?
I found it.
She's calling you guys out, so you got to call her back out. Like, I paid attention the whole damn
I
time.
can show you, I found this thing.
I'll pass the license test with that information.
No, it has like template layouts. and
Like present?
I don't need to be. I can tell you, I can tell you for.
Because I was about to do something. I'm like, I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh,
No,
no.
I can say sorry to camera. Too much.
Can't pick up like that.
Okay.
Oh. Save as.
Okay, y'all.
Dida.
Dissociative identity disorder? Oh, I thought you said
Dida.
Dita.
Dida.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Anaya. I am doing a presentation on dissociative identity disorder. And for those who don't know, it's when a person has multiple personalities within them and they can't help it. Okay. So the criteria for this diagnosis is just having multiple multiple identities, and it has to be at least two of them, like coinciding within one person. And like this can change the way they think, the way they act, the way they behave, and it's something called like, you know, the placebo effect we was talking about in critical thinking. It's not today, but this semester. And it's basically like if you believe something, then it's actually going to happen and you're feeling that way. So if you believe that Vicks always help you and eating crackers and that ginger ale help you when you get sick, you're going to actually start feeling a little bit better because that's what you believe. And with this, placebo effect contributes to this because of the fact that they believe that they are this other person. So if that other person has diabetes, that automatically kind of gives them that. But not for everybody. And then it's if the other person may be identified as a female, their parts won't change, but like they will act and, you know, carry themselves as that person. So it also says it has distress and impairment, and the symptoms cause significant distress or problems in social, occupational, and other areas of functioning because they can't help it sometimes, and it's like a light that they describe it as, and they really just can't help it, and it just comes out miraculously. Some things are hidden, like some personalities can be hidden, and they don't know until later on when it does come out. So it's defined as a disorder characterized by the presence of two or more distinct personality states. Dissociative identity disorder, previously called multiple personality disorder, is usually a reaction to trauma as a way to help a person avoid bad memories. So if a person went through something later on in their childhood, they might change the way that they think, or they might try to forget it and then become a different person. And that person doesn't remember the stuff that happened. That person doesn't even play a part, and they act 100% different, or they can act the same, but, you know, react to things differently. So dissociative identity disorder is characterized by the presence of two or more distinct personality identities. Each may have a unique name, personal history, and characteristics. Like they come up with a whole backstory, y'all. Whole backstory. So, and the treatment is mostly talk therapy. And you just talk to them, and I don't know if it's actually like help. No, it helps, but I don't know if it actually is gonna ever go away because it depends on the specific person. So some movies I watched before, actually, hold on, let me go back and show the video so then y'all can know like what it is.
Removed. Are you showing the removed video?
Remove video?
That's what I'm showing next. Never mind.
I will.
Here's Bernie Marino on abortion.
Oh my gosh.
You always need an advertisement. You can mute it if you want.
Yes, I'm so tired of this ad because it keeps coming up every time.
Yes. They are targeting you guys with the ads.
Okay.
When an individual develops alternate personalities that function with or without the awareness of the person's usual self. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, also known as DSM-5, identifies it as an identity disruption indicated by the presence of two or more distinct personality states. DID is one of a group of conditions called dissociative disorders. Dissociative disorders are mental illnesses that involve disruptions or breakdowns of behavior, consciousness, memory and perception, cognition, or sensory motor functioning, which would otherwise function normally. When one or more of these functions is disrupted, dissociative symptoms can result. These symptoms can be mild, but they can also be severe to a point where they interfere with a person's general functioning both in personal life and at work. Dissociative disorders are actually among the oldest reported psychiatric disorders, with case reports appearing at the end of the 18th century and extensive descriptions in the medical literature of the 19th century. Some common symptoms of DID include, but not limited to, the inability to remember large parts of childhood, unexplained events like finding yourself somewhere you don't remember walking to, hallucinations, out-of-body experiences, difference in handwriting, and some symptoms of DID can be attributed to a person's cultural background where possessions may be a part of cultural beliefs. DID may often then form as spirits, demons, or animals, and this is also how DID may go undiagnosed and untreated. People of all ages and all racial, ethical, socioeconomic backgrounds can experience DID. However, women are much more likely to be diagnosed.
I wonder why.
Beginning in the 1980s, researchers on dissociation and dissociative disorders developed a number of reliable self-report inventories and diagnostic interviews to assess dissociation in children, adolescents, and adults. In these studies, higher dissociation scores and a dissociative disorder diagnosis were strongly linked to those with acute or chronic traumatic experiences. Studies have included victims of childhood maltreatment and neglect, adult rape, prisoner of war experiences, torture, trafficking, repeated painful medical procedures, accidents, and natural disasters. However, people who have experienced physical and sexual abuse in childhood are at increased risk of dissociative identity disorder. The vast majority of people who develop dissociative disorders have experienced repetitive, overwhelming trauma in childhood. Genetic studies of dissociation also suggest that there is a complex interplay between genetic factors and type, timing, and chronicity of trauma. Up to now, the precise neurobiological underpinnings of dissociation remain elusive, but a growing number of neuroimaging studies have found altered brain structure and function for those with DD. Studies that investigated functional alterations found that DID patients showed elevated cardiovascular responses like heart rate and blood pressure, and stronger amygdala and insula activity that are responsible for emotional processing, memory, attention, and introspective awareness. In another study, DID patients exhibited decreased blood flow in the thalamus during altered state, which is responsible for the filtering of sensory input.
Interesting.
In thalamus structural alterations, one study found that individuals with DID had reduced volumes in the amygdala and hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for learning and memory. Smaller volumes may be related to early life trauma, as the hippocampus is sensitive to heightened stress and therefore potential cell damage.
I think trauma can cause it.
The goals of treatment for DID are to reduce symptoms, ensure the safety of the individual and those around him or her, and more importantly, to reconnect the different personalities into one integrated, well-functioning identity. However, the best treatment approach will depend on the individual. Although there are multiple treatment methods, the most common treatments include a combination of psychotherapy, cognitive brain therapy, medication, family or group therapy, meditation and relaxation techniques, and creative therapies. People with DID generally respond well to treatment, but realistically, treatment can be a long and painstaking process. To improve a person's outlook, it is important to treat any other problems or complications such as depression, anxiety, or substance abuse before. Some simple things friends and family can help are to be patient and understanding, think about methods and ways to handle identity switches when they arise, and learn how to recognize and avoid triggers. And lastly, help them find the right support and take care of yourself.
Alright, so that just explains.
It sounds like trauma and.
Yes, trauma is the main factor.
No, your movies.
You finished. You're like,
Right.
I'm done.
Okay. Will this work? That's why I don't like the PowerPoint.
It happens. They do weird.
Yeah, I'm just put it in like this.
Yes.
Okay, so to go further into DID, it's some movies that you can like watch based off of it, and I watched both of these. Split just it describes him as having like an animalistic character and like an animalistic personality, and that's like in the video they describe that it's not limited to only people. It can be an animal, it can be anything that they identified as, and he identified as like a beast personality, and he had like 23 other personalities. And this man he kidnapped this little girl and took them and held them hostage, whatever, was going to feed them to the beast because he felt that everybody who wasn't pure should be, punished or who didn't go through struggle. Huh?
Little girls?
Yes, little girl. Not little, but like they was like high school.
Oh, I must say I would
Not
not here.
Yeah, it was like
some
high
weird
school.
shit.
But they were still young. So I was like, dang. So he kidnapped these girls, put them in there, and he had like a personality that was like a little kid. So it was called Hedwig. And the little kid would play with the little girls sometimes, just talk to them. And he wouldn't know, like, if they were trying to escape, he wouldn't know because he identified as that 7-year-old. So then he also had like a mother personality, and the mother would come in named Patricia. She would have it and be like,
different names?
Yes, they all had different names. He was deep into somebody had diabetes and they had to get insulin, and they had to somebody was paralyzed from his down and they couldn't walk. So when he would switch, his like legs would just working because he felt like he was paralyzed.
Fight Club is
Did
better.
it show his body?
Really?
Change?
Sorry.
It did.
Oh.
This man, he was a good actor, I feel like, for this like role, and he'll show like how his mental is, and he'll just change right there in front of the screen sometimes, and you can see it's like a series to this, and it's Glass, and then it's another one I forgot. I think like Shatter. I don't know. But Fight Club is also kind of similar. He thinks it's better. I don't personally, but it was all right. If you watched it, you can't really talk about it. But like it was really good. I feel like at the end it wasn't as shocking, but it was still, he only had 2 personalities. And it was quite the opposite of each other. One of them was more timid and everything, and then the other one was more outgoing and just doing stuff. But it was funny because this man was going to like help groups to get food and just to cry, and he didn't have nothing wrong with him. He was going to like a cancer help group, and was just crying to these people about his life. But he had nothing wrong with him. He didn't have cancer.
Fight Club is awesome.
It was hilarious. That man was really funny, actually. Why would he do that? So then,
He had a trauma.
Oh, class is over. I'm not gonna keep talking. But yeah.
Well, you got it. You got it in.
The camera present on Tuesday.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Thursday.
Are you sure?
What are we doing on Thursday?
Or was somebody coming?
Sometimes there's a speaker. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Sometimes. I haven't heard about it, but sometimes. They should tell me.
How was the presentation?
It was good.
Okay.
No, that was
if I should
good.
redo it.
No, you're fine. That's good. You guys will learn so much in the next 2 years. You're going to be sick.
I'm gonna turn the ego map into
Yes, please.
I love learning.
Yay.
My papers are not graded, and I know I didn't late.
Is it the,
But, you know,
all right.
Will we have to write papers in here? Just one?
You will have the final paper that it describes the syllabus.
Oh, that's fine.
Does that work for you?
Who's wristwatch or bracelet? Whatever. Buy your.
Oh, yeah.